My ex cheated on me and stayed with the Mistress. 3 months later, he's contacted me saying that he's not content with Mistress and wants to see me behind her back. Okay, so I'd be lying if I said I wasn't grinning in the most disgusting manner about him messaging me. After 2 years of being with him, I turned up to his address, which I'd been mostly living at, to find a woman in his bed, and everything furniture-wise moved around and my belongings had disappeared. During this time, I was really struggling with my health, and I wasn't okay. It meant that I spent time with my family to be looked after, and during this, and he thought it'd be a wonderful idea to start cheating on me with a random woman. Talk about kicking me when I'm down. Upon my discovery of the random woman in his bed, I called my ex from work to immediately come to his and give me my belongings so I could leave him for good, and it turned out he had thrown a lot of my belongings away and hidden my work stuff, which is crucial for my self-employment, in his garage. I ignored the girl flapping about in the background. She was telling me to leave, but I refused to, without my things first, and insisted that she call the police if she wanted me gone. I just wanted my stuff back. I knew I shouldn't have just showed up, but after being brushed off by my ex on text with vague excuses about work being busy, etc., and not being able to access my things, I decided to just show up. The door was unlocked, and I let myself in, which is a normal occurrence when I was with him. My horror to see a girl in his bed, but not only everything moved around and some cheap roses in a vase in the living room, I instantly had to step outside and control my breathing. I called my ex and told him to get his ass to his and get my things. He tried to wriggle out of it, but I didn't want to see him again after this and didn't want it to drag out. The girl woke up from being in bed. I'm sure my ex called her immediately to say I was about. She just looked like a rat, and I didn't even speak to her despite her flapping about in the background. I just felt stunned. Anyway, after getting my belongings, I realized I had $300 worth of stock that I needed still and had to ask if he either had it or threw it away. Eventually, he came forth with having my items and said he'd drop them to me that evening and would speak to me properly to apologize. He turned up that evening to my mom's address, decided to try and dump my things on the street without me seeing him. I was stood waiting on the street, and he turned up with the woman sat in his passenger seat. She was sneering at me once she saw me. I lost it. I swung the passenger door open and went for her, and I went for him. I hate to be a crash out, but my rage was almighty. I know looking back it wasn't worth even giving a smidge of a reaction, but they had caught me at such a low point in my life, and the callous and sly reactions from them was like I'd been with a stranger for 2 years. It was alien. I had so many happy memories, and I felt so betrayed and tricked. I don't know what I did to deserve such a weird reaction of the woman. I guess she'd been sold a story by him because for whatever reason she wanted to stay with him. I blocked him and went no contact. I spent time healing my health and trying not to feel heartbroken. I had a lot going on in personal life to add to it all, and I just became occupied with just trying to get better and feel better. And it worked. I feel good. I feel free. I feel less drained. I've lost a load of weight. I'm doing yoga, I'm getting support with my health, and I'm looking fabulous. I feel like I have a huge overflowing sense of my own identity and boundaries. I'm not short of offers for dates, and I get a lot of attention, which has been an uplift. Not that male gaze matters, but after feeling as worthless as my ex projected onto me, it's nice to feel wanted for the right reasons and that there are nice people that you can surround yourself with. There is hope and peace, and that someone who cheats isn't personal to you. It's about them. It's their problem. I came to the conclusion that, despite no contact, I'd hear from him again in some weird way, and that it'd only be a few months. The woman and my ex would bond over me being a crazy ex-girlfriend who lost her shit, and that it would bring them closer together because it'd make them feel like star-crossed lovers, and this mindset would be short-lived. As I'm aware, they barely knew each other when I found out. I had the deep sense that the woman had practically moved in with him based on what I saw in the place when I came to get my things. I just kind of knew that they'd remain together for a while. He doesn't do fuck-all cleaning or anything for himself, so I gathered He got himself a woman who would just straight up replace my role in household and use her. As it transpires, I was correct in saying he'd break contact. He did. 3 months later, my gut instinct was correct, and I was correct about them being in a relationship. He has slated this woman in message to me from anything from how she performs in the bedroom to the bad meals she makes and how she doesn't trust him at all to go anywhere without her. She's bossy to him, and he feels suffocated. He can't even sneeze without her being disgusted at him. He has asked to see me and wants to finish with her. She's not from the local area, and it seems she's planning to lay down routine by getting a job close by, and the reality of how serious it's getting and how unhappy he is beginning to give him cold feet. They live together and she does his housework, and that's why he's hesitant to leave her, because she does his housework. That is it? He's an even bigger dickhead than I imagined, and it's a huge eye-opener to how he treated me. Just a maid. He could fuck. His own words. I can see even more of his true colors. I don't want to see my ex. I don't even want a relationship with anyone anymore because of the upset and stress it caused me. But I am extremely guilty of feeling a huge sense of relief and gleeful joy at the expense of how he has slated this woman who sneered at me like an insect on her shoe at my lowest point, who happily, along with my ex, inflicted a lot of mental pain and upset towards me, and it's backfired. And now he wants to cheat with me against her. He also confided in his eye-opening message that he had cheated on her already 4 times, and that she found out and still stayed blaming his use of porn and lack of a father in his life. She sees him as a project and wants to try and make it work. But I know over time that she'll continue to be paranoid, overbearing, for a good reason too, and it will eat away at her. I don't know why she ever thought he was going to be loyal based on the fact that she was a part of me getting cheated on. Poetic justice, I'd say. There's a big part of me that'd love to screenshot his messages and pop it into their door, but after already crashing out previously towards then, which they didn't even deserve my reaction or upset at that time, I feel like it's just better to know and leave it. I'm in a better place mentally, and I'd rather just let them be rats to each other, squeaking and arguing at each other and being unhappy. LOL. I don't need to push that along when it's already sounding terribly shit already. I just feel like a massive weight has been lifted. I feel fucking excellent. I hope they have a miserable rest of whatever you could call their relationship.